Well, Michael, these scammers, the people that try to take advantage of people who are elderly or ill or poor in some way, I mean, it just makes me so angry. But, you know, it's amazing that these happen. Why do they happen, and how can people protect themselves?
Well, first of all, you're correct. It happens, and it happens a lot. Generally, they focus on seniors, but they go after the poor, the ill, younger people too, but have a tendency, you know, by nature, we're very trusting. When a person tells us something, we take them at their word. We believe that honest things are happening. And unfortunately, the devil's working full time, and there are people out there that are really after us and taking advantage of a lot of things. A couple basic things that we should keep in mind. One is never give out your bank information to anyone, you know, unless you're at the bank, you know, and they have a way of checking it up. But through the internet, the phone calls, they're trying to get that information. Now, one of the big things that's happened, as you notice in the paper, somebody breaks into a big department store and gets access to your information, and you didn't do anything. So that's a concern, and you should be looking at getting a new credit card issued there, something to change your data.
That exact thing just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
They sent us a new debit card.
Sure.
Actually.
Unfortunately, if they get your social security number or your address, those you aren't going to be able to change, so it's a big concern. But do not give out information. Understand that because seniors are targets and all this new healthcare laws, there's a lot of focus on trying to take advantage of people with offering them Medicare plans, different sophisticated kinds of insurance, a lot of healthcare things, counterfeit drug programs. There's so much bundled in there, and we're all so confused that when we get this call, well, they sound very smart, they know what they're talking about, I need to do this. So you really need to watch out. Yes, we need those products, but we need to have developed relationships with professionals so that we go about it and do it the right way. Funerals. You wouldn't think that this could happen.
Funeral and cemetery scams.
They're huge. And people, well, why? Well, we do need them someday. But again, people want to pre-plan these things for you, take advantage of it. If you pay now, you'll never have to pay later. Well, there are legitimate programs like that. In fact, I've done them with my mother. I have those plans all pre-set up, but they're done through legitimate insurance companies where it's funded. We have an actual policy. If you don't call someone, don't deal with someone who picked you out of a phone book or is wandering in your neighborhood, and all of a sudden they're at your door offering you this great program. It doesn't make sense. Now, I'm 64 years old. I'd like to go buy anti-aging products that would make me a whole lot younger. And look, they play on our vanity. They take advantage of these situations. I can make, Tom, you're a good-looking young guy, but I can make you stay like that for the next 15 years.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, right. But again, they play to what? Our emotions about some vain moment, a part of our life, some opportunity to make money. Because another one is all these lotteries, sweepstakes. I was telling folks recently about this Nigerian advance fee deal.
I can't believe this still works. This has been around for 20 years, this Nigerian advance fee.
At least 20 years.
Email is the primary
And
way
I got one in the last month
through.
again. And for the folks out there that haven't heard of it, which is sort of hard to imagine, I get an email from someone that says that they have great wealth, they're in another country, they need to send $20 or $30 million to America. I can keep 20% of the money. If I will just give them my bank account information, they'll send the money in here, I'll be able to keep my percentage, and then they will relocate to America to take advantage of that. Well, people, now stop and think about this for a second. Why, first of all, would they even contact you? Okay? Secondly, they're playing on greed. Why would I, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, be entitled to $2 million or $5 million? There's a big Canadian lottery scam that goes around that says, Norma, if you won the Canadian lottery. Now, isn't that amazing? You didn't even enter, but you won.
No, I didn't.
Wow. But if you send them $30,000 to cover the taxes, they will send you the money. And people do it. They send off the $30,000. They, again, stupid,
Well,
just
one
crazy.
of the things, Norma, you were sharing right before we went to air about where you had to stand up to someone on the phone.
I did. They tried to take advantage, and they did.
And what did they say? They
Thank
said,
goodness you
oh,
did.
our computer
They
said.
I said, I did not call you for this service. Oh, yes, you called. I said, no, I did not call you, and I did not order this.
Right.
And I do not want this, but it's already done, she said, and the computer says you called.
Thank goodness you stood up to them.
And so, guess what? I'm going to pay them for what they did, but I said, don't ever call me again.
Well, work-at-home projects are a big scam area. People prowl neighborhoods. They come and beat on your door and say, we noticed that your roof is really, really bad, and we're building our schedule in this area. If you'll pay half down, we'll get it done for you within a certain amount of time. And of course, they're never seen again. But again, I didn't go looking for a roofer. I didn't get 3 bids, so I got taken advantage of. Recently, in the Pittsburgh area, we had people taken advantage of by people that posed as with the utility company. In this case, it was the water company, and they allowed them in the home. Utility companies, if they come to your home, have significant identification
That's
on
right.
them that you
Yeah.
can call the company and verify that they're there. Before we're done, I want to make sure we talk about a couple of things. One of the things here is always bounce these ideas off a family member or a friend,
Right.
okay? Get yourself a buffer in between to slow the process down. We don't buy things the very first time we look at them. Finally, I jumped the gun here a little bit. The Internal Revenue Service never comes to your home.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Okay? And they don't call you. They send correspondence in the mail to deal with you. They do not come to your front door.
Michael, thank you so much
It's a pleasure.
for sharing this with us, because this is important information. We need to know that, and we need to be sure that we don't let ourselves be taken in by
Thank you
this.
for
Thank
having
you.
me. Appreciate it.